Hello Boro fans, this is Joe from Boro Fan TV and welcome to the deadline day edition of the Transfer Talk. As you can see, as we are recording this, we're just our chances of us bringing someone in at the transfer market as we're recording this is just like the smog's here behind me. It's going to go up in a puff of smoke or puff of smog, because by the looks of this, as far as inwards going forward, I think you know, there's two players that have been linked coming in. It looks like they're not going to be coming. By the looks of things, you know. Jacob Murphy from Newcastle United is one of them. You know, he's been linked with a lot of Championship clubs, you know, us included. We made an inquiry about him the day before, but it looks like from the looks of things he's going to be joining West Brom on loan until the end of the season. So bit of a strain bit on our part, you know. We could end up playing against him on Saturday, you know. It's one of them things. And then I think Forest were also interested in him as well, but we're going to move on. And then the big one coming from this morning, because we made an inquiry about this guy, you know, from yesterday, and that is Hull City's Kamil Grzycki. The Poland international, you know, there was big talks about him possibly coming over to the Riverside, which excited a lot of Boro fans, as some people may know, may not. Will like it, so to say. But apparently Hull City have confirmed this morning that they are not keen to, they're very adamant of not selling any of their key players on deadline day, so a bit of another frustrating blow for the Boro faithful. But then again, in this transfer window there's a lot of outs than there are ins, you know, coming in to the squad, you know. Just confirmed today, you know, we sold George Miller to Barnsley for £200,000. He was on loan this season at Bradford City, you know. Since we got him, you know, from Bury, I should say, a couple of weeks ago, you know, he came from a Bury side where he scored 20-something goals in one season in League One. He signed for the Borough, but never really got him much looking in the first team. He was mostly in the under-23s. But we sent him on loan to different clubs, like recently with Bradford City. But I think with a permanent switch, you know, £200,000 to Barnsley, I think could help revitalise his career, so to speak, because I never think he would have got much of a chance when he came to us, I think. Also, a couple of youth signings, you know, youth players, you know, leaving to join clubs on season-long loans to improve their chances getting first-team football. First one we noticed today was Sam Stubbs, our youth centre-back. He's gone to join Notts County on loan until the end of the season. Hayden Coulson is another youth player that's gone out on loan as well. He's gone to Cambridge United. Like I say, another two good young players, you know, who need a first team football, so send them down to the League Two clubs respectively, get some good experience, you know. Like I say, Boro fans, most of our players in the youth squad, you know, in our opinion, really, we've got one of the best youth products in the country, youth academies. So, and plus, if you need to get them in our squad straight away, we've got to give them like first team football, you know, around lower league clubs to give them a chance, you know. Like we're doing the same. We sent that Mamutovic, we sent him out on loan to Yeovil at the last window, and he's come back to us. And so far, from what I've seen him in the under-23s, he's looking pretty good. You know, he's another one who can slot into the first team well as soon as he come back in. And the recent one, you know, this is going to cause like 50-50 amongst the Boro fans, you know, and that is of course Stephen Walker. From what I've heard, you know, we signed him to a long-term deal a few weeks ago, and now apparently he's now gone to MK Dons on loan until the end of the season. You know, I say half and half on this, you know, because with Stephen Walker, you know, from what I've seen, you know, from the cup games, he's a great lad with good potential, you know. He looks like he's going to be a one for the future, you know, in terms of Boro strikers, you know. But then again, you know, some people say you should put him on the bench, you know, for the next few couple of games, you know, and get lads some experience, you know, with the first team with the Boro. But there is some part of it, you know, he needs to go out and get some regular first team football for a lower league club, you know. And I think a club like MK Dons will probably do him the world of good. So it'll be interesting to see if he bangs in the goals for MK Dons to push them up, MK Dons possibly promotion up to League One, possibly. And then again, but what do you think in the comments below? I think is there other players that we should have went in for, you know, in this January transfer window, which by all means was one of the most frustrating ones I think in the club's history, in my opinion. Not going to get me wrong, when I was looking on Sky Sports today, I nearly almost slept because I couldn't see one positive coming in for us, you know, to be truthful. Anyway, we're going to some happenings going around from England and across the globe. We're going to talk about, I'm only going to explain them in short term because I'm freezing my you-know-what off here, but so it's a lot of stuff to get through. Obviously, Arsenal have completed the signing of Denis Suarez on loan from Barcelona until the end of the season. There's also over the future of Chelsea striker Michy Batshuayi. There's talks of him possibly going out on loan to either Real Betis or West Ham, or Everton's been mentioned in there as well. But it's interesting to see where he goes by the time this is recording. There's also Newcastle. They made a fair few signings in this window. They signed the Monaco left back. Can't remember his name for the life of me. Sorry for the ice. They've also completed their record signing of Miguel. Can't think of his name now. Miguel Almiron. That's it. Miguel Almiron. He's joined from Atlanta United for about £21 million. For Newcastle to break their own transfer record. I had to wait 14 years to do it as well. Don't get me wrong. Like I say, there's also other things as well, but it's like I said, when we record this, there's only like a few hours to go before the window closes. Anything can happen from now until 11, 12 o'clock tonight. So then again, Boro fans, let us know what you think of this transfer window. You know, was it frustrating? Like, the only two signings we made of Raji Van Der Power and John Obi Mikel, the only two signings we made. Was it a bit of a frustrating window for Boro fans? Just let us know in the comments below, so to speak. Like I say, it's another transfer window over and done with. You know, let's just see we can hold our grind now from now until the end of the season. You know, like I say, we go to West Brom now on Saturday. Like I say, me, James and AJT will both travel down to the West Midlands. You know, probably freezing depending on the weather, but as long as we're okay, then that's fine. So don't forget to see us whilst we're down there. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Boro Fan TV, and we also have our social media links down below. Our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram are in the description below. So until then, Boro fans, I've been Joe from Boro Fan TV, and I'm freezing up the Boro.